Hello, a very good evening. Welcome to the Mega News at 6, live and direct from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate. My name is El Samuels. We take a look at the headlines. Mahama nominates 3 justices to expand Supreme Court to 21 members. In business, increased refinery capacity won't immediately reduce fuel prices, Energy Chamber. On the foreign front, Canada wildfire smoke triggers U.S. air quality alert as major cities are blanketed. Details of the stories and more, we also live across our social media handles on MBN 360, Facebook, YouTube, X and TikTok. The President, John Dramani Mahama, has nominated 3 justices of the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court, a move that will increase the number of judges of Ghana's highest court to 21, subject to parliamentary approval. President John Dramani Mahama has nominated 3 Court of Appeal justices for appointment to the Supreme Court. The nominations, made in accordance with the 1992 Constitution and in consultation with the Council of State, has been forwarded to Parliament for the required approval process. If approved, the appointment will increase the number of Supreme Court justices from 18 to 21, strengthening the country's highest judiciary body. The nominees are expected to appear before Parliamentary's Appointment Committee for vetting before a final decision is taken by the House. The move comes as part of efforts to reinforce the capacity of the Supreme Court to handle its growing caseload and continued administration of justice efficiently across the country. Moving on, Parliament has passed the tribunal bill despite boycott by the minority members of Parliament, clearing the way for reforms aimed at strengthening Ghana's tribunal system and improving access to justice. Parliament has approved the tribunal bill following deliberation in the House despite the absence of the minority caucus, which boycotted the proceedings. The legislation seeks to modernize Ghana's tribunal system by providing a clearer legal framework for the establishment, administration, and operation of tribunals across the country. Government says the new law will enhance the efficiency of the justice delivery system, improve the handling of specialized cases, and ensure greater consistency in tribunal proceedings. The minority, however, stayed away from the sittings, raising concerns over the legislative process and maintaining its opposition to the passage of the bill. With the bill now passed by Parliament, it will be transmitted to the President for assent before it becomes law.
Now the consequential motion is 29.
Mr. Speaker, may I
Attorney
move
General Minister for Justice.
the Tribunals Bill 2026 be now read the 3rd time. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
All members, motion move. Any seconder?
Speaker, I beg to second the motion.
All members, motion move and seconded. It is for the consideration of the House. I'll put a question. As many as are in favor of the motion number 29 at page 20 of today's order paper say aye. Aye. Those against say no. All members, the motion is accordingly adopted.
An act to provide for the establishment, jurisdiction, composition, and operation of tribunals in accordance with the Constitution, establish the Tribunal Oversight Committee, and for related matters.
All members, the Tribunal Bill 2026 is now duly read for the 3rd time and passed.
From the floor of Parliament, the Member of Parliament for Jomoro, Yua has called on lawmakers to put national interests above partisan differences, urging greater unity, consensus, and Parliament decision-making process. The Member of Parliament for Evalu Jomoro is calling for stronger unity and cooperation among members of Parliament to advance Ghana's democratic and legislative agenda. The lawmaker stressed the need for both the majority and minority caucus to work together in the interest of the nation despite political differences. According to the MP, constructive dialogue and consensus building are essential for passing laws and policies that addresses the needs and aspirations of Ghanaians. The appeal comes amidst heightened political debates over several key pieces of legislation and parliamentary decisions. The MP expressed confidence that a greater collaboration in Parliament would strengthen governance, deepen public trust in democratic institutions, and accelerate national development. The President, John Dramani Mahama, has called on health professionals across the country to place passion and also dignity at the heart of healthcare delivery, whilst reaffirming his government commitment to expanding access to quality healthcare through its free primary healthcare initiative. President John Dramani Mahama has urged healthcare workers to combine professional excellence with empathy, stressing that every patient deserves to be treated with respect, compassion, and dignity. Speaking at a health sector engagement, the president noted that quality healthcare is not only about infrastructure and medical equipment, but also about the human touch that gives patients hope and confidence during treatment. He said government-free primary healthcare program is already making a positive impact by improving access to essential healthcare services, particularly for vulnerable communities and underserved population. President Mahama reaffirmed his administration's commitment to strengthening Ghana's healthcare system through sustained investment in primary healthcare, improved facilities, adequate medical supplies, and better working conditions for health professionals. Still at the health sector, the Chief Executive Officer of the Independent Medical Alliance for Health has called for immediate replacement and upgrade of obsolete medical equipment in hospitals, warning that outdated technology is compromising healthcare delivery and patient outcomes. The Chief Executive Officer of the Independent Medical Alliance for Health is urging government and health authorities to prioritize the replacement of aging medical equipment in hospitals across the country. According to the CEO, many health facilities continue to rely on outdated diagnostic and treatment equipment, making it difficult for healthcare professionals to provide timely and efficient care. The organization says modernizing hospital infrastructure and investing in advanced medical technologies are essential to improving patient outcomes, reducing delays in diagnosis, and enhancing the overall quality of healthcare services. The CEO further called for sustained funding and strategic investment in health sector to ensure hospitals are equipped with the tools needed to meet the growing healthcare needs of Ghanaians. The appeal comes amidst renewed discussions on strengthening Ghana's healthcare system through increased investment in infrastructure, equipment, and human resource.
Then we have inadequate staff mix. Most critical equipment or capital-intensive equipment, they have reached their end of life. 10 years is a long time in the life of a medical equipment. Look at our MRI is 40, ambulances are 10 years old, our IT servers they've come to end of life and we're not getting support. We're just managing until we buy a new IT server, bigger one, because we have expanded the models on our system, the hospital management information system. Our CSSD 2 sterilizer, one is down. Oxygen plant needs to be changed. Digital X-ray is also end of life, but we're still maintaining it's working for us. The gastroscope, we have to buy new ones. Patient monitors, we also buy new ones. Then high cost of infrastructure maintenance. Air conditioners you enjoy in this room, it has never been changed since the beginning of the hospital, but just because we have excellent engineers who keep the system going, we manage to keep this thing going, but they need to all be changed. For 10 years we're sitting next to the sea, and so you can imagine what happens to the equipment. Poor visibility, yes. I'm sure you saw only 1 or 2 billboards when you were approaching the hospital. You didn't see some from Sakumono, the beach road. We are working on that currently, but they're all expensive, so we are working on that. Then cardiac catheterization lab, which I showed you, the CAT lab that was down there near the A&E, which you saw, is functional but not being used by ARIS. And that's a very, very big challenge. We need support from this committee. Either we get our own and operationalize it for ourselves, IMA, and that will bring us much more benefit, because that's one of the key areas, government priority areas to set up CAT labs. I think so far you've set up 4 CAT labs in some of the 4 teaching hospitals that I know of. I think IMA should also get one.
Now, moving on, concerned teachers' unions have issued 1-week ultimatum to the government to address their long-standing concerns, warning that failure to act could result in industrial action. Concerned teachers' unions have given government 7 days to respond to a list of demands aimed at improving the welfare and working conditions of teachers across the country. The union says their concerns include unresolved conditions of service, outstanding allowances, and other employment-related issues they believe require immediate attention. According to the union, several attempts to engage the relevant authorities have yielded little progress, prompting the decision to issue the ultimatum. They are urging government to begin meaningful negotiation within 1-week period to avert any disruption to the academic activities. The teacher unions maintains whilst they remain committed to dialogue, they are prepared to take further action if their concerns are not addressed within the stipulated time frame. And the 1-week ultimatum offers to government to sit up from the teacher union, who comes to the end of the major bulletin making headlines. Coming up, we'll bring you business and news details with Nadede Gogo after the break.
Let me introduce you to Farm Global Company Limited. At Farm Global, we offer you variety of groceries and provisions to choose from. Cosmetics, perfume, bed sheets, undies, boxes, you can mention all. This is our perfume stand, and we have variety of perfumes you can choose from for yourself and your loved ones. We cover Latapa, fragrance rock, and quality perfumes that will last long on your body. On our cosmetic section, we have variety of lotions, creams, hair pomades that can keep you going. Let your feet do the talking and your hand do the showcasing. Your babies are not left out. We got you covered. At Farm Global, we make shopping a beautiful experience for you and your family. You can be at home, send your list, and get it delivered for free. Yes, for free. We know you can pay for it, but we want to show appreciation. We bring everything to you at your doorstep. Locate Farm Global on the Nungwabuade Road, just opposite Redeemer Chemist. Call us on 0592 0999 52 or 050 384 3633. Farm Global, fast, reliable, and convenient.
Welcome back from the break. This is the business news with me, Nadede Gogo. In business, the Chamber of Petroleum Consumers and Industry Experts say expanding Ghana's oil refining capacity is a positive step for energy security, but it will not automatically translate into lower fuel prices at the pumps in the short term.
The Chamber of Petroleum Consumers say increasing the country's refining capacity alone is not enough to guarantee an immediate reduction in fuel prices. According to the Chamber, pump prices are influenced by several factors, including global crude oil prices, exchange rate fluctuations, taxes and levies, transportation costs, and operational expenses. While greater domestic refining can reduce dependence on imported refined petroleum products and strengthen Ghana's energy security over time, consumers should not expect an instant drop in prices. The Chamber noted that sustained investment in refining infrastructure, combined with stable macroeconomic conditions and prudent energy policies, will be key to achieving long-term price stability.
Moving on, the National Development Planning Commission, NDPC, has cautioned that economic growth on its own will not guarantee Ghana's long-term prosperity, urging policymakers to focus on inclusive development, good governance, and human capital investment. The National Development Planning Commission says Ghana must look beyond economic growth figures if it not achieve sustainable national development. According to the Commission, while economic expansions remain important, it must be accompanied by policies that reduce inequality, create decent jobs, improve education and healthcare, and strengthen institutions. The NDPC stressed that development should be measured not only in increase in gross domestic product, but also by improvements in the quality of life of ordinary Ghanaians. The Commission further called for coordinated planning, prudent resource management, and long-term policy consistencies to build a resilient and inclusive economy. The remarks come amid ongoing national discussions on economic transformation and the strategies needed to secure sustainable growth and share property for all Ghanaians. Let's go for a break. Up next is sports and entertainment with Farah Ayi.
And he asked them, when he sent them, do you lack anything? And they said, we lack nothing. I pray that this will be your story. As you live for God and you work for God and you support God's work, you will look back and say, I have lacked nothing in my life. We want to thank God and thank God again that Friday is a night of prayer, prophetic night, healing night, the word of God night, and worship night. Every Friday in Maranatha Power Ministries. And I'm inviting you, beloved, if we don't realize the warfare we are in, the devil will defeat you as a child of God. And the most strangest things and unfortunate things in the church today is good believers who are weak. You are good, but you are weak spiritually. God wants you to be strong because he says in Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10, he says, finally my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. You see, there are certain battles you cannot win in the day. This Friday and every Friday, I'm inviting you to Maranatha Power Ministries for breakthrough night, signs and wonders night, prophetic night, healing night, deliverance night, and salvation night. Let me see you this Friday. If you want more direction, telephone numbers on the screen. Please call. And also, you can watch me on MBN TV every time we are having service. And also, watch me and be with me on all the social media platforms you will see on the screen. Remember this, Jesus prayed in the night. Even the Son of Man prayed all night. It's our time. God bless.
Good evening and welcome back from the break. I am Farah Ayi. Now, in the world of sports, President John Dramani Mahama has commended the Black Stars for exceeding expectations at the FIFA World Cup, describing the team's performance as a source of national pride and inspiration, despite falling short of the ultimate prize.
President John Dramani Mahama has praised the Black Stars for their impressive campaign at the FIFA World Cup, saying the team surpassed expectations and rekindled the nation's passion for football. The president congratulated the players, technical team, and officials for their determination, discipline, and resilience throughout the tournament, noting that their performances earned Ghana global respect. He said the Black Stars demonstrated a fighting spirit and unity that defined the Ghanaian people, inspiring millions of fans both at home and abroad. President Mahama also assured the team of the government's continued commitment to investing in sports development, youth talent, and football infrastructure to sustain the country's progress on the international stage. He urged Ghanaians to celebrate the team's achievements and continue supporting the Black Stars as they build towards future continental and global competitions.
We also need to start preparing for the next World Cup. The Black Stars did well. Nobody gave them a chance. People predicted they'll crash out at the group stage, but they managed to get into the round of 32. I'm sure that if we keep this team and we persuade the coach to continue to work with the team, by the time of the next AFCON and the time of the next World Cup, we'll have a team that can claim the championship in any of those two competitions.
Now, in entertainment, Hazel Atelier has launched a summer program aimed at nurturing creativity, developing skills, and inspiring the next generation of young creatives in fashion and design.
Hazel's Atelier has introduced a summer initiative designed to provide young talents with the opportunity to explore their creativity and build practical skills in the creative industry. The program focuses on exposing participants to key areas of fashion, design, and artistic expression, while encouraging innovation and confidence among emerging creatives. Organizers say the initiative is part of effort to bridge the gap between talent development and industry opportunities by equipping young people with the knowledge and skills needed to thrive. The summer program is expected to attract aspiring designers and creative enthusiasts, offering them mentorship, hands-on learning, and a platform to showcase their ideas. Hazel's Atelier believes investing in young creatives is essential to strengthening Ghana's creative economy and promoting the country's talents on both local and global stages.
Now that's all for sports and entertainment with me, Farah Ayi. Up next is the international news with El Samuels.
So there's some local fast food. Mama, me again. Let's go yale. We call you man. Who hear me? 90 minutes. My friend, doctor, when I'm crossing over. So what was you She has malaria. Hey, malaria. Oh, why they say what the router? We copy the absence. A drone a friend router next. Yeah, come on, let the and running router. So that trap and the draw ku abaso body ase. Wabo router mixture abaso. Router natural products no ne router mixture. Yeah, the kutia a treat. Router tonic and the router life wa. Who a finish la the body. A finish pediem. Let's support the immune system. Router there. Obiase FDA. I did get to ya.
Welcome back from the business desk. Also bring you entertainment and sports. Now time to turn our attention to the foreign front, where smoke from raging wildfire in Canada has deflated into parts of the United States, prompting air quality alerts across several major cities and raising health concerns for millions of residents. A thick blanket of smoke from Canadian wildfire has spread across parts of the United States, affecting air quality in several regions and triggering public health warnings. Authorities have issued air quality alert advising vulnerable groups, including children, the elderly, and people with respiratory conditions, to limit outdoor activities. The smoke carried by strong winds has reduced visibility in some areas and created hazy conditions across major cities. Environmental officials say the increasing frequency and intensity of wildfires are being linked to a combination of factors, including dry conditions, rising temperatures, and changing climate patterns. Residents have been advised to monitor air quality updates and take precautions as emergency agencies continue to respond to wildfire situations in Canada. Now, in other stories, Japan has approved charges to its royal succession rules aimed at preserving the future of the world's oldest monarchy. But the historic ban preventing women from becoming emperors remains unchanged. Japan has moved to address growing concerns over the future of its imperial family by relaxing some royal succession rules whilst maintaining a long-standing restriction that only male heirs can ascend the throne. The reforms are intended to strengthen stability of the monarchy, aimed in shrinking number of eligible male descendants in the imperial family. Under Japan's current system, succession is limited to male members of the imperial line, a rule that has sparked years of debate over whether women should be allowed to become reigning emperors. Supporters of reforms argue that allowing female succession would help secure the future of the monarchy, with traditionalists insisting on preserving the male-only succession system. The Japanese government says the latest changes are focused on ensuring continuity of the imperial institution, but the question of female emperors remain unresolved. And as we end this evening news, coming to you live from our studios on the 10th Avenue Extension, Greater Estate in Nwa at Dogono. But before we take a leave of you, we recap of the top stories. Bahama nominates 3 justices to expand Supreme Court to 21 members. In business, increased refinery capacity won't immediately reduce fuel prices, Energy Chamber. On the foreign front, Canada wildfire smoke triggers U.S. air quality alert as major cities are blanketed. Thanks for staying with us. The business was brought to you by Now Dede Google Sports and Entertainment with Farah Ayi. My name is El Samuels. For more news, log on to MBN 360. Do have a good evening.